It's been a while since I've done one of these. It's been 2 months according to YouTube, which is far longer than I wanted to. I was trying to do one of these every couple of weeks, but life got busy, so we'll just go ahead and get started. I've got a new toy to play with, and it allows me to do all kinds of things live like this. Yeah, that's a title card. Isn't that neat? Anyway, so since the last vlog I did was in February, I'm going to recap a couple of things real quick. First, if you haven't seen the first 2 or 3 that I've done, this is the second official one, but this is actually the third one, so there isn't a third one to see on YouTube yet. Anyway, if you haven't seen the first couple of them, head over to my YouTube channel. It points to various things I've been doing, such as playing with time-lapse and other test footage I've been trying to get through, and stuff like that. Eventually I will be posting shorts, either through that channel or through another channel. We'll decide on that as I actually get around to finishing them. But that was in February, and there's been a lot going on since then, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown of what I've been up to if you haven't been following, and we'll go from there. So first, not too long after the last vlog I did for you guys, I did a webcast through TPC, and of course if you're following me on Instagram, you saw me post about that, and that was a fun little shoot. We were shooting in a restaurant out by the Galleria. And then Super Bowl week, we worked on this project for Comedy Central called Barstool Sports. I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with them. It was an interesting couple of days. We were there from Sunday through Thursday leading up to Super Bowl, and it was kind of insane. It was a whole hell of a lot of fun, but it was kind of insane. As you can see, look at that audience. We worked with a lot of our regular crew and then a pile of people that I'd never met before, but they were all awesome people. Crew was great. A lot of really fun things with that project. Oh, that image of the camera right there that was just on was kind of a funny story. The director of the project had me climb up onto the roof of the bar and strap that camera down so that he had a high-angle reverse shot of the set, in case he needed it. It was a little difficult to get it mounted up there, but I managed it. Anyway, so that was going into Super Bowl, and then after Super Bowl, there were a few other projects that came through. Of course, I don't have anywhere near everything I did for The Office loaded in here. That would take an hour and a half or whatever to go through. Other things of note, a few weeks later, we did a shoot for a webcast that we have coming up. The shoot we were doing was a pre-record segment for that show, and it was shot on two C300 Mark IIs, which was pretty cool. I hadn't had time to put hands on those cameras, and and my own personal feelings are that I prefer the look of the Sony chips, but it's still a very nice form factor. It's a pretty camera. Thing that I hadn't thought of before that just made a whole hell of a lot of sense is the DP on the project had one of the cameras shoot a portrait for this guy to get head to toe green screen in 4K, so they had so much room to push in and zoom around with this guy and put him anywhere they want in their virtual space. It was a pretty fantastic thing. And then the very next day, we did a commercial shoot in the studio on the same green screen set that I was running prompter on. I was using one of TPC's F3s, and that turned out pretty well. So I've been keeping busy. I've been keeping real busy. Actually, I've been keeping so busy, I meant to do this vlog post 2 weeks ago now. So we've done even more stuff that I didn't have loaded in here. Of course, if I haven't already mentioned it, I'm running TPC's Twitter account, and they're also their social media, but the Twitter account and all that. And you can follow them at TPCnet, and that's, and you'll be able to keep up with what I'm doing through the company. I'm going to try to, moving forward, not spend too much time on company business with this vlog, but some of the stuff's pretty cool, and I'll probably talk about it anyway. But if you want to, you can definitely follow what I'm doing in the real world by following them on their Twitter account, which is pretty cool. So, moving on into my own stuff, the current project is still the seemingly never-ending getting stuff off of hard drives so that I have room to create new projects. I've been actually making some pretty good progress there. I'm down to 3 projects left that I need to finish up that I told people I'd get done. And 2 of them should be pretty easy, and hopefully the third won't give me too much trouble. And these are, they're the kind of things that they're not super wonderful, impressive projects, but they're good. And I promised people I'd do them, so I need to get it done, and I'm going to before I work on my own stuff. What I recently finished was scenes I shot of Hamlet, directed by my brother, Robert Meek, back in 2015. The theater, Clear Creek Community Theater, did a production of Hamlet that he directed, and it was pretty phenomenal. It was a pretty fantastic show. So we grabbed some scenes of that. We did the Gravediggers scene, To Be or Not to Be, and Get Thee to a Nunnery, that I shot cinematically for the theater's YouTube channel. And while they're not available yet, I've got a sneak peek for you of one of my favorite parts to edit.
Do you not tell? Well, any fool can tell that. It is the same day that young Hamlet was born. He is mad and sent into England.
Aye, Mary. Why is he into England?
Because he is mad.
Huh?
He shall recover as what's there. If you not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
For why the men there are as mad as he. 'Twill be noticed in him there.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, even losing his wits.
Upon what grounds?
Why, here in Denmark.
So that was a lot of fun to edit through, and of course the other 2 were also fun, I guess. I mean, they're pretty dramatic scenes, but they were fun to edit. The theater will be releasing those on Friday the 28th, I believe, of this month, so be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so you can see when those goes live. Of course, I'll share them through my own social media accounts as well. I think that gets everything more or less covered. Oh, no. Just one more thing. Last year, as some of you may have noticed if you were following me, I went to the National Association of Broadcasters convention out in Las Vegas, or NAB. And I'm going to go again this year. I've got a handful of the really cool pictures I took while I was out there. And you get to see all kinds, all the new gear, all the new gadgets. You get to see things like trends and where the industry's going. There was a whole lot of stuff on Facebook Live last year. This year there's a whole lot of focus on VR, color correction, HDR, 4K, etc., etc., etc. And I'm going to, and I'll be out there again. It should be pretty fun. I'm going to try and post more as we get closer to the convention, and I'm going to try, depending on how I feel and on the quality of the internet connection at the hotel, I might even try to do a daily post for the few days I'm out there, but we'll see just how exhausted I am from traipsing all over Las Vegas for that. Last year I spent the couple of days that I did on just entirely on the show floor. This year I'm taking a handful of classes out there, so I'm flying out Friday night. Friday, I'll be there Saturday morning, Saturday, Sunday, all the way through Thursday, because I'm taking classes Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday's the only day I don't have any classes scheduled for, so that might be my only full day on the convention floor, except Thursday's not a full day. So it's going to be a really crazy week, but I'm going to try and keep all y'all posted and keep things, try and do better about posting. I tried to get started on Snapchat last year, and I'm sure if I'd had a whole lot of projects after I got started, I would have kept posting, but it's been hard to convince myself to post random stuff to Snapchat. But if you want to, I am on Snapchat. You can follow me there, and of course you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. There it goes. Twitter and Instagram. My handle on both is at Tom A. Meek. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel and all that. I hope to have really new and exciting stuff to show you guys soon. I'm going to really, really, really try to do one of these at least every other week, if not every week, moving forward. And I want you guys to try, I'm going to ask you guys to try and hold me to that. I mean, if you don't see me post something like after 3 weeks, send me a note, ask me why I'm not posting, and it's, the last month or so we've just been incredibly busy, but I've had the time, I guess. I just didn't have anything new to talk about. So Well, I'm gonna try and do better about it, and I'm gonna try and get new projects coming out pretty soon. I've got some scripts that I'm working on with a friend, and we're hopefully gonna start shooting some new stuff pretty soon. So I think that's just about everything I wanted to cover today. So it was great seeing all of you, and apparently I lost my live feed partway through this, so you'll be watching it on YouTube. So it was great. It was great talking to all you guys today, and we will should do this again, hopefully soon. Thank you.